Welcome to Sea of Thieves 101. In this video we're going to go over some basic naval tactics that were proved out in the real world and still cross over into the Sea of Thieves. So ship-to-ship combat is all about positioning. When engaging with an enemy ship, you'll need to take note of four main things: your heading, their heading, the wind's direction, and any nearby islands or rocks. With these four things in mind, you'll hopefully be able to cross the enemy's T, rake them with fire, and I don't know a pun for defilade or weather gauge, so you're just gonna have to bear with me here. Okay, so you spot your enemy ship, you make note of the four things. Now what? Well, let's start by crossing the T. This is basically exactly what it sounds like. Your ship and the enemy ship are essentially going to create a capital letter T, where they're the vertical line and you're the line across the top. Since ships in Sea of Thieves don't have any guns facing fore or aft, this means you can fire on the enemy while they can't fire on you. There are a couple ways to do this: turning under your enemy or turning into your enemy. You essentially want to manipulate your speed and the enemy's speed to your advantage so you can cross that T. Manipulating your own speed is easy enough, but how do you manipulate the enemy's speed, you might ask? Well, by having what's called the weather gauge, which is essentially just having the wind at your back. You have the upper hand in maneuvering. You can maneuver towards your target at will while they flounder with no wind in their sails. Once you cross their T, it's time to open fire, but there's a little more to it than just point and shoot. Aim low and lead your shots. You want to hit the ship in the lower deck if possible, else you're just giving the upper deck some cross breeze. And keep in mind that your cannonballs keep momentum from your ship, so even if you're shooting at a stationary target, you might have to compensate for your own movement. Another thing to take into account is defilade, which is essentially just using natural terrain as a cover and a way to catch your breath and repair if you've taken damage. You may also force the enemy ship to do something to their own disadvantage, like bleed off a lot of speed or run into rocks. Hopefully with these tips and tricks, you'll be out there kicking and plundering a lot of booty.